I'm Hunter with Small Arms Combatives. I'm pleased to announce that this is the introduction of a series of videos from our footage of our 2-day survival and bushcraft class that we had here at Small Arms Combatives. We hosted Jeremy of Wolverine Survival here in North Carolina to come out and teach us some bushcraft and survival skills.
A little bit longer.
We decided, since this was a 2-day class, that it would be just about impossible to just put all this information into one long YouTube video. So we decided to break up the skills into separate videos. So this is going to be the introduction for all these videos. So I hope that you enjoyed the series of videos that we have. We'll try to release one every few days until we have all our footage put out there. Thank you so much, and if you're interested in training, come out to Small Arms Combatives and we'll get you the training that you need.
And I can't stress the importance of understanding that concept when it comes to tracking. So,
natural lines of drift.
Natural lines of drift. So, who's seen Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid?
When it came out in 73,
I bet.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, you remember when they're running from those guys and they're like, who are these guys? Yeah. And then they're talking about one guy that they know's in the group, but he's an expert tracker. And then they can see one guy get off his horse and they see the light come down and he's looking at the ground, you know, after dark. So I want y'all to understand straight out, before we ever talk about tracking, 99% of what you see about a tracker is, you can bleep this out, bullshit. Most of what you see, you see somebody, and I see real people teaching this way. You know, they try to lead folks to believe that they got some mystical connection to the environment that, you know, you see these idiots, you know, tasting, you know, droppings. It's just dumb. Water, what does water do when it finds its way?
It makes a path.
Makes a path.
It follows the path of
least resistance.
Least resistance. We are no different as human beings. Animals are no different. So this is a good example right here. Now, there's not a whole lot going on here except just everyday life of a deer. But I do see that whether they made it themselves or it naturally occurred over time, you know, the deer, you know, traveling in this area. We walked through here yesterday. I saw probably 3 or 4 well-defined deer paths heading this way. So I don't like busting brush. I've been all over Fort Bragg in some of the nastiest places. You wouldn't believe some places when I was over in Korea that it was just like you were in it and you were stuck. That's not where you're going to generally try to go. And that's a good point for land navigation today. You know, just because we're shooting an azimuth to that point over there, it don't mean we're going to walk through all these beams to get there. That's just dumb. You know, if we were trying to get from this side of the field to the other side, even though we shot that azimuth and we know a straight line direction to our target, if we got any daggone common sense, we're going to hop on that trail and walk around. Deer, people, when we're talking tracking and counter tracking, it's no different. Natural lines of drift. They're going to guide most living things to take the path of least resistance to get from point A to point B. I'm always happy just when I find tracks or I find some evidence. Now, everywhere else you look out in here, nature is chaos. So if you're looking at something that nature does, especially after something has aged over time, everything returns to a state of chaos in nature. That means there should be no straight lines. There should be no organization. So a track is evidence of organization. It's something that is not chaos in your environment. So there's there's a order there. There's an organization that took place just by virtue of this deer crossing this ditch. And look where he did it. We can follow the whole daggone trail with our eyes. Let's see, I found that.
Yeah. Also, the bank has been
bank?
cut down right here.
Yeah,
And
they've been using this for years.
Mm-hmm.
right here,
Yeah.
possible.
So a natural line of drift to get from there to here, you know, I consider a deer trail as an extension of natural lines of drift. But the deer was going from there to there. If the deer was going from there to there, what would he have done?
Maybe we just walk straight down this.
I bet they do sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may, if we keep our eyes open from this point on down, we may find some more defined tracks that are actually following the creek bed or the ditch.
Look right here. What is that?
Yep. Sure enough.
And that, and that,
Yep.
and that.
Right over here. And that could be a couple different deer. Or it could be one that just moved through here. You know, I would age that somewhere over the last week. You know, this didn't happen this morning. But
I've seen a well-defined hoof print.
we'll
Yeah.
probably find one.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to what we're doing. That's just kind of a little side game. We got a little something going on here.
Yep.
That's a decent hoof print.
I think they're definitely walking through here. Check it out. Yeah, they are definitely
Undisturbed right there.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Here we go.
Right over here.
Well, I don't know where. Check this out. Oh, definitely. They're standing here.
Now the benefits of
Oh,
tracking.
hell yeah, guys.
So everybody thinks, you know, when a tracker is employed in doing whatever he's doing, you know, I'm going after the missing person, I'm going after the bad guy, I'm going to track this animal down, I'm going to kill it. These are not fresh trails. These are not like today, yesterday, whatever. But what can we do on this property when we find these signs?
I have a deer stand
Yeah, I mean,
right there.
obviously.
You can see the ladder. It's in that tree.
Yeah.
So, and
Now let me ask this question.
mhm.
When you set your deer stand, I'm assuming it was probably just from pure observation of seeing deer through here. You encountered them and said, man, that's a good spot. That's what most people do. If you are in an area that you're not native to, don't spend a lot of time to, that's when you might want to incorporate some level of tracking to establish that observation that you've not been able to make. You know, does that make sense? I may not be putting it in the perfect way I'm trying to put it.
When we acquired this property, we took a look at a U.S. Geological Survey map, the ones like the ones you brought out, and we saw that blue line stream that we're standing in. And I was like, man, that would probably be a good spot for a deer stand.
Yeah.
So,
Anywhere near water. Now, the map that I found for this area, the best topo that I could order from USGS was 1978 survey. Now, I can pull it up on my phone later. I surveyed this area pretty decent on the map before, you know, like 2 weeks ago when we were just talking about it. At the time, like you said, this is blue line. But this is a intermittent stream at best. Or it may even be progressing towards a dry creek bed. I wonder, you know, if this was originally ditch or creek. It could have been either one, and they don't make a great deal of differentiation when they do the surveys, even back in the 70s.
it's definitely wetter as you get farther
Yeah.
to the east.
And let's move on
Yeah.
down there.
Slower.
I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff in, but it's just because we got opportunity to talk about it. But let's go on and get to the spot. We want to find a place on this creek bed that's damp. Now, when we first entered back there was a pretty damp spot.
Okay.
We may find better down here. If we don't find better down here, we can move back up the bed. So let's keep on moving.